This video is about a silent killer, inflammation. Now, inflammation is a biological response of the immune system. It can be triggered by just invading pathogens like viruses, bacteria, or toxins. It can also be a tissue damage. Now, inflammation can be acute, which is short-lived, or it can be chronic when it goes on for a longer period of time. So let's take a look at acute inflammation. So whenever we get an infection or even an insect bite, we get that immediate inflammatory response within seconds to start the healing process. Now, these are some of the symptoms that we can recognize. We get pain in the area. It gets hot, redness, swelling, sometimes loss of function. So the healing process can take hours to days, but it all depends on how strong the immune system is. So let's take a look at a secondary inflammatory response relating to massage. So a secondary inflammatory response is when the immune system is exposed to an antigen for the second time. Now this takes me to erythemic response. Now, erythema is a secondary response of a localized redness to the skin, and this is caused by a histamine release. It's when the immune system recognizes that there is a recurring problem. It releases histamine. Histamine is an inflammatory mediator. It causes blood vessels to dilate, to open up, and they surround that area, neutralizing toxins or poison, whatever it is, preventing them from entering the bloodstream. Here's an example. If someone displays a localized redness to the skin during massage and the redness spreads all over, this could be an indication that there could be toxins built up from just the muscles being contracted all the time. Or maybe cigarette smoking, it could be anything. This is something we should all be aware of. So inflammation can be a good thing, but it also has its dark sides. Let's take a look at the dark sides of inflammation. So the dark side of inflammation is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation can be from many different causes. It could be just the foods that we eat. It could be from cigarette smoking or lifestyle, a sedentary lifestyle. It could be failure of the inflammatory response in the initial stage, failing to eliminate those attackers. It could be exposure to foreign materials or industrial chemicals that we breathe in on a daily basis. It could be radiation. It could also be the immune system when it gets weak from just fighting all the time. It starts to attack its own healthy tissue and organs, mistaking them for attackers. And this is when autoimmune diseases are created. Diseases like fibromyalgia, psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, and there are so many more. So let's take a look at some of the symptoms of chronic inflammation. So it's very important for us to know the signs and symptoms of chronic inflammation. We can only treat a problem when we can recognize it. And there are so many of them. We get muscle pain, lots of muscle pain and joint pain, depression, anxiety. We get recurring infections, chronic fatigue, mood swings, insomnia. We have difficulty sleeping. We get GI issues, lots of GI issues, where we get constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, and the list goes on. But there are always things we can do to treat or to prevent these problems. So let's take a look at some actions we can take. So we can take action to treat chronic inflammation, but the best action is to prevent it. We can eat anti-inflammatory foods. Limit or avoid those inflammatory ones. Take less antibiotics. Excessive use of antibiotics will create inflammation in the body. Reduce our stress level. Persistent stress can also create inflammation in our bodies. Improve our sleep. Massage is a great tool to help with those muscle pain, those horrible muscle pain from those autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia. Also try to exercise regularly. Now, when we're moving the body, it helps to boost the immune system. Now, chronic inflammatory diseases, they progress silently. And we should also know that more than 50% of the deaths in the world today are attributed to chronic inflammatory diseases. So we should all know the signs and symptoms. Try to take care of them before they get out of control. So this is all for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you've benefited in any way today, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. And also hit that notification bell to get notified when there's another video like this. Thanks again. Cheers.